hey, you're up. I folded your pants for you.
No way.
Dude, did you hit that or what?
Ryan, I'm back. On delay, people!
Who's this crazy white girl?
So when I had the chance to talk with Chris Landon for the first movie, he mentioned that he knew what he wanted to do with the sequel. He knew what caused the time loops and all that. I'm curious when he told you guys and kind of how far he went into it.
About a month before the first movie came out, because when we made the original movie,
it was some discussion of like, what would you do if there was a sequel?
If there was a sequel, but I died originally in the first film. You can see it on the extras on the DVD, that scene. But we reshot it, and so it was kind of a wonderful surprise. And he gave the general outline of what happens in the film and explained that we kind of figure out some of the things that weren't explained in the first movie. And at the end of the conversation, I was like, Chris, this is completely insane, but you're a mad genius, and if anyone can pull it off, it's you.
Sure.
And I think he did.
Just knowing how much movies change, I'm curious just how much that idea evolved and changed into the movie that we see now.
It's a really, and you're the first person to ask that question.
This is a new question. This is so exciting.
I'm breaking the loop.
You're breaking the loop.
It did not change one bit.
It was exactly this.
I wrote it very quickly, and then, you naturally you make adjustments, of course, as you go along the way. And a lot of those changes are sort of like production dependent, but it was the same concept. It was definitely the same concept.
It's so cool.
Everything's different this time. Now, the killer is coming after all of us.
There is a kind of genre shift in this. You go much more sci-fi in this. There is kind of a heavier comedy. Just in terms of navigating that as opposed to the first, I'm curious just kind of taking it through that process.
I think it really boils down to, I did not want to make the same movie twice, and I knew that audiences wouldn't tolerate the same movie twice. So for me, it was about sitting down and thinking like, what do I want to see, and blocking out a lot of the noise, and then having a producer that really supported me to explore something a little bit different.
There was a lot more energy. It was a little bigger, I'd say. I mean, from your hair to explosions to the cast.
Skydiving, sure.
Skydiving, yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. The camaraderie we had between all of us was very real, and it was nice getting on set and be able to share that energy.
Yeah.
And I really felt like in order for this franchise to survive and succeed, it required some of that kind of tone shifting. And so it was really a lot of fun.
And as with any film, the things that the difficulties you tackle are going to be different film to film. So there were wonderful elements of this, like Israel was saying, that we all felt so comfortable and so safe, so we were willing to push more boundaries.
Right.
But I think all of our characters also had to tackle different issues and different hardships, and it was fun to see how they would react in those situations.
And was it kind of dreading to get back in the dorm room, just knowing that you spent X number of days doing a crazy number of scenes?
When you think about it, it's like, oh gosh, we're in the dorm room. But when you actually do it, once you're in there and you find all these different little pockets that even if it's just the way you stand up, there's just an energy that can change, and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was kind of our home base, and it was one of the first things we shot in the first movie. So, and it became the backbone of the film, and I think it is in the second one as well, because it's kind of Tree's reset button. And every time we were there, I felt so comfortable and so safe, because it was like, oh, okay, we're back at square. Well, everyone can breathe and take a breath and check in.
I slept 2 or 3 times on my set bed. It's my dorm room.
He was being very method.
Nice, I love it.
Dude, I am tripping right now. I feel like I've totally lived through this day already.
Deja vu?
Yes.
The day reset when you died, right?
Yeah.
I might be able to help with that. I died 11 times.
Well, I mean, to kind of loop it back to the beginning, the idea maybe that, there is a post-credit scene in here that teases some interesting ideas for the future. What would you guys like to see in a third chapter?
Well, the stakes raised once again. But honestly, I wasn't expecting this from the first one, and knowing Chris, whatever I expect for the third one,
it will be something
completely different.
Sure.
So I think his genius might strike again.
Yeah. But as Israel said very eloquently earlier, in movie 1, Tree saves herself. In the second one, she saves her friends. In the third one, the world.
There you go. Do you have an idea for what you'd like to do with the third?
I do have the idea for the third one.
Yeah.
And I really hope that people go see this one so I can make it because it's bonkers.
Yeah. Even more bonkers than this because this is pretty damn bonkers.
This one's more bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But fits.